Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Oh, hi, Suchian. Good morning. How have you been? Okay, so today is the 29th of January. So, how fast are we going into 2023? Amazing speed. Okay, so we welcome you to turn on your video if you feel comfortable. And welcome to those that are joining us for the first time. I'm Tarra. Yes, so we still have others joining us, so we'll take it slow. Thank you all for coming to be with us. I know it's a Sunday and it's early in the morning. Well, not that early, it's 10 o'clock. So how has everyone been the first month of January? How are you feeling? Just give me some feedback. Can everyone hear me? Yes? Oh goodness, I thought I was talking to myself. Is it clear? Wait, someone says they hear some feedback. Okay, thank you, Michelle. Okay, better? Good. All right, good morning, everyone. Very cold. Yes, we're experiencing winter here. But it's nice. Okay, good morning. So we welcome all comments and questions in the chat group. Just go ahead and comment. And sometimes I take a while to reply because I can't see so well. So I need a little bit of time, and sometimes I see things incorrectly. So let me know if that happens. Yes. I'm feeling great, looking forward for a great year ahead. Yeah. This year has been wonderful so far. The energies have been pretty kind to us. And then we've welcomed in the year of the rabbit. So we are expecting a lot of nice, gentle energies coming in. Also expecting a lot of awakenings to take place. And so those that have been going through a pretty tough years, this year will start to feel much better. And I don't feel that great now because I feel really warm. Let me just go turn on the... One moment, guys. Okay. So everyone get comfortable because we're gonna do quite a bit of sharing. I've got quite a bit of notes here to go through with everyone. Okay, so today is we will be talking about the importance of the body, biospiritual health, what's that all about, and then we're going to discuss diets, medicine, and vaccines. We are going to introduce a high vibe diet, which I think most of you are probably aware of. So we're just going to touch on a little bit of that, and then some ways to begin the detox process if you're interested to begin really healing the body. And then we're going into our quantum healing temple to experience body rejuvenation. And what that means is we are going to allow the body to start healing itself, or rather to come into that remembrance of how to heal itself. Okay, So feeling tired, energy draining at work, and need to maintain my energy daily even more diligently. So who has been feeling tired physically in the body because of anything? It could be anything. But who has been feeling tired? Just let me know in the chat box. Okay, so at the start of January, we had come online and we spoke about the energies for 2023. And then this time around, we are doing or we are discussing about the physical body and giving support for that. So these live sessions that we do, free live sessions, we call it the Ascension Support sessions. So these will help you in your process of ascension, of your process of awakening. And we hold this every single month. So in January, we managed to do 2 times, and this is the second time. And we hope to do more in the coming months. Just that we are also preparing for the launch of the Starlight Academy. And I know I've said that it will launch at the end of January. However, we do need a couple more days, so it will officially launch on the 2nd of February. So that's 2/2/2023. And I'm hoping for the website to come online just a couple of days before that. So if anyone is keen on our online self-paced curriculum, specially designed for star seeds and light warriors and indigos, then please join our email list, as we have a promotion that's going on when we launch. Okay, so feeling heavy at the back of the head. So anyone that's feeling any discomfort in the body, you can put it down, so that when we enter the healing temple, it's gonna address all these issues. Okay, so just put it down in the comment. Anything in particular that you want to heal today within the physical body. And I'm so excited to talk about this. It's one of my most favorite topics, but at the same time, it's a topic that, we probably need a very many days to cover. So as I was preparing for this class, it was hard. It was difficult for me to prepare for this class because there were so many things that I wanted to say, but at the same time, I knew I had to keep it kind of short and sweet and not overload anybody with too much information. So we do go into a very specific module in the online course. In the intermediate level, we do go very deeply into diet and detox. So whatever you hear today will just be, like the tip of the iceberg, but we hope to plant some seeds in you and to have you thinking about this process of healing the physical body. Okay, weight issues, want to lose weight. All right, it's interesting. So keep those comments coming in because it gives us a very good idea of what everyone is going through, and we can add in things as well to kind of help you through this. And we can add in advice. All the guides can come in with their opinions and their perspectives. Can I heal my eczema? It's getting more and more sensitive. Absolutely. Stiff joints, constipation. I got a flu a few days ago. I'm feeling lethargic. Oh dear, Shirley having flu and diarrhea, pain in the right shoulder blade, and stiff lower back. Okay, Someone wants to lose weight, heal autoimmune thyroid issues, third eye chakra visualization, memory and imagination. Okay, so thank you all for sharing. Yes, we will touch on all those things. Even if it's something to do with the chakra, yes, it's got something to do with the physical body and also your diet. So just remind me if I miss out on that. We do have a remedy for that as well. Okay, so Mayan says her issue is about incorporating a better diet when living in a household of meat and processed food loving boys. So I'm assuming that you are the one that's going to prepare the food, and so therefore it's a little bit difficult for you. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly jump into that because mm, to share with you what I do. Okay, where I have to prepare food for people in the household that also needs their meat. Okay, so and we'll dive into how we can, actually source uh, it more a better quality meat. Okay, and I know that is expensive where we are, so just for thought. Okay, and let's be positive about this because good quality food like organic food used to be so expensive years ago, and now you see we can actually get organic vegetables that are pretty reasonable, right? So that shift is happening, and that shift can only happen if every one of us shifts, right? So if there's a demand for it, and then everything can kind of adjust and align itself to the highest good and sustainability for humanity. So if all of us just shift our awareness and make efforts several times a week, I think that's a very good start. Okay, so for me, how I do it is I basically just cook everything together, and then I don't take the meat and I just take the vegetables. So that's a shortcut, right? But of course, if we are going to be very particular about it, then there is the energy or the frequency of the meat that goes into the dish itself, which some of us may not want that, right? So then what you can do is just very quickly serve up a dish of vegetables. And I'm sure these meat eating boys will also need some veggies, right? So you prepare a dish of vegetables, and then you take that and they can take their meat. Okay, so if it's possible, try to do that. And I think it is, right? We just have to really make an effort and prioritize our health first. I think that's most important. When you place others before you and you place their needs before you, then this is not going to happen. But if you can see your needs as important as theirs, then you're going to make a little bit of effort to do it. Okay. Also, you can start to incorporate like meatless foods in your diet several times a week, or just start off with once a week, to get the body used to it. We're not asking anybody to go cold turkey. We're not suggesting that. Above all, whatever you hear today, you should always be led by your own higher self and your own intelligence. Okay? Yeah. So we are just here to give you our perspective. You have your own perspective. We don't judge anybody for whatever choice they make in life. Everybody is on their own personal journey, and that it's sacred on its own. Okay, so as we talk about sacredness, this is what this call is all about, and all our classes that we give, it's all about coming back to that sacredness of life. We remembering that life is sacred, and so if life is sacred, it begins with the physical body, right? A lot of us on the path to awakening, and this is normal. Okay, the moment you awaken, you start to think of everything else other than the body. You think about how to activate your chakras, how to be psychic, every tarot deck that you can get your hands on, every reading and every healing that you can get your hands on, all materials that you can possibly get your hands on to, be more spiritual. Okay. Now, spirituality is not out there. And I don't know if that's a good news or bad news for some people, but to me, it's really good news because spirituality is inside of me. And so to me, that's really convenient, right? Because essentially what that means is I don't need to go anywhere else to look for anything, or to really talk to anyone. So spirituality is inside of us, inside of this vessel of this body that you have. Okay. So bio-spiritual, that's what we mean. Bio meaning the body, and the body is a spiritual vehicle. And I'm sure you guys have heard it before. Our bodies are sacred, and our bodies are the temple of our soul. However, I don't think that really sits very deeply in each person, because nobody really understands and nobody really goes beyond that, right? Like, why? Also, within the physical body sits all our belief systems and all our attachments. Okay, so the attachments that we have with food, and also how we were brought up, right? So we talk about, the 3D frequency fence, and this is a consciousness that we all live in. This is a consciousness that we were born into. This is a consciousness that our family members, our parents, our direct ancestors would be our parents, and then our ancestors that have passed, that have actually passed on, they have also been born into this consciousness. So this consciousness, now, the false consciousness actually runs inside of us and sits very deeply. So therefore, we have this very interesting connection or attachment with food, okay? To the point where the knowing, and the action cannot click. Like, it doesn't become one, right? Like, so many people on a mental level know that, there are so many things and so many foods, or so many practices that are not good for them, but they do it anyways. Okay, they continue to do it anyways, and it's so hard to keep it sustainable. Like, I try to have a cleaner diet for a couple of days or a couple of weeks and even a couple of months, and then I slip back into my old ways. And has anybody ever questioned, paused, and asked themselves why? Often than not, no, because just going through that process itself, that couple of weeks and days, is just so hard that they actually, so many parts of them actually can't wait to go back into the old. And I know a lot of you resonate with me. And I've been on that path myself. I know it. Okay. So when I first started on this journey, there was all this talk about this new age talk about having to become a vegetarian so that you can awaken your psychic gifts and blah, blah, and all those things, right? So I think from that standpoint, the intention was not correct on why we actually want to go on a vegetarian diet or a cleaner diet, right? And so that itself was never sustainable. So the intention or the goal that we have has to be strong, has to motivate us, has to, really come from the depths of our soul, and we really got to feel it and understand it, right? And if we don't, it is just simply hearsay. We're just following what other people think is good for us. We don't actually believe that deep down inside of us, which means there are many other layers within us that needs to clear in order to make a choice like that, right? It truly is a life-changing choice. And when we say life-changing, it can go either way. It can be good and it can be bad. You never know. And so most of the time, the experience is not good, right? It's not sustainable. We are easily influenced. We are out there in the world. We are watching all these, we are on social media, we hear people say this and we see people do that. And then there are so many food channels and we go on it and we start wanting to eat this and we start wanting to eat that. Okay, but at the end of all that, we know that that is actually not good for us. And so we then sit in a lot of shame, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, and we just feel so overwhelmed, okay? And then Tara comes out with this free class, and you're like, oh no, I want to join it, still I want to listen. So it's interesting, isn't it? It's really interesting that, it's like we're constantly at war with ourselves. We are constantly at war with our body. And why is that so? You know, the mukbangs are the worst influences. Yeah. They also have very interesting stomachs. As in, they can really eat a lot. I'm quite amazed. Like when I watch those shows, which I used to, and I used to be so addicted, like I had to watch it every single night. Every single night, I had to watch it, and they just eat this copious amounts of food, and they don't seem to throw up, and they seem to enjoy every single moment of it. And then the next day, they're back online and doing the very same thing. Yeah, it's really interesting though, what we are attracted to and what we think is right to put out in the world. Hmm. Okay, so I digressed a little, so let's come back. Right. So the body is sacred, and the body was actually created as a perfect expression of God's intelligence and God's creativity. Now, if we pause right now, we think of the body, it is actually this immaculate vessel that we have that is fully functional, right? It's amazing. It's truly amazing, like how the breath works, how the organs take care of itself, how the blood moves, how the teeth grow, how your hair grows, how your nails grow. Isn't it amazing? Like it's automatic. It's really quite smart. So that's why, we always hear people say the body has its own intelligence. Indeed, we really need to pause and think about it. This is when we can actually use our thinking mind and understand what we mean, or what they mean when they say that the body is truly intelligent, and that is true. And so if the body is that intelligent, the body should be able to constantly heal itself, right? So this was like the first thing that I asked myself. If the body is truly that intelligent, then why is it not healing itself? Why is it not healing me? Isn't it? Why is it I'm still experiencing all these aches and pains? Why is it that I have this disease, which I did many years ago? And then I come into this realization slowly, that whilst the body is very intelligent, I am also part of this body, and I am basically not giving the body the environment or the opportunities to continuously maintain this intelligence. Okay, so I am abusing the body, and I'm bombarding the body with all sorts of beliefs and all sorts of food and unhealthy practices like sleeping late, okay, which I'm still guilty of. And so it doesn't help the body at all, right? So we are in co-creation. We are in co-creation with the body. We are in co-creation with the universe, and we are in co-creation with God's source. So we play a part. We cannot just sit back and not do anything, right? And the doing here is the difficult part. The role that we play is the difficult part. The body has no issues at all. Once we, give it the proper environment, it knows how to start working to balance itself out. So the ones that are having the difficulty is actually us. It's not the body. Okay, so we need to understand that. When we understand that at this level, we can start to train ourselves. Okay, yeah, we can start to train ourselves and really look at the practices that we have, the food that we eat, the water that we drink, and make very, very tiny little small adjustments to come into alignment. Okay, all we need to do is to make small adjustments to come into alignment, right? We think that, oh, now that my body is in this state, I actually have to do so much. You don't have to do so much. You just really need to make very small adjustments, step by step, and the body also starts to heal step by step. But There is one thing here that we need to highlight. When it comes to healing, the body itself, because it is intelligent, has its own protocol. It has its own prioritization. So the body has within itself knows what is the first thing that it needs to heal, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. So when we start our healing journey, when we start to take care of the body, when we start to love the body again, it automatically starts to activate this list that it has on the inside. And sometimes we have no control over this list, and we have to trust the intelligence of the body to know where and what to heal first. And this is important to know because sometimes we want to really, really heal something, but in actual fact, the body itself knows that it needs to heal another part of the body first in order to bring or to allow that healing to then flow into the part that we seek to heal. Okay? It's like if someone wants to heal the hand or heal the skin because they have eczema, a lot of times the body says they want to heal the gut first, for example. So if you were to take a lot of supplements, or you were to apply a lot of cream, or you were to take, say, maybe something that the doctor has given you, some form of a medication, it's not going to work, or it's really only going to work for a very, very short time. Right? And the root of the problem is actually in the gut. And if we go down a little bit deeper, the root of the problem is in your emotions. And that's where the root of the problem is. And so that's why we do detox. When we do detox, it actually starts to detox the energetics of the body. It doesn't just detox the physical body. Okay? So we believe that 90% of all illnesses and diseases and discomforts comes from the emotional body. So that would be the root cause. And so every part of the body that is not comfortable, that is unwell, we will first go into the emotional portion of it and try to make a little bit of correction or bring in some healing based on whatever emotions that we feel we have taken on, right? So what is it that's contained within the physical body? Okay, so first, we have all our cells and we have all the parts of our body, and we have our organs and our systems, right? But one thing that is very, very important in the body is actually our DNA. Okay, it's actually our DNA. So whilst we take go through all sorts of diets and we take all sorts of medications, that will affect the physical part of the body, which is the organs and the systems of the body. And the biggest organ would be the skin, so it would also affect those things. But when we take vaccines, especially the latest vaccine that we have taken, that affects us on a DNA level. Yeah. So for years, the medical industry has tried to prevent the body from coming into a state of total health and wellness. If we look deeply at all the things out there, all the supplements, and all the medication that's being introduced to us, and artificially created foods, these things are usually not for us. They are usually against us, right? If all these things were for us, we'll all be thriving. Physically, we will all be thriving because we take so much of it. It's a money-making industry, isn't it? The health and wellness. And yesterday I was just thinking of this health and wellness, and I laugh because it is not health and wellness at all. It is actually anti-health and anti-health, anti-wellness, it's actually an inversion. It's not positive, it's actually negative. So when we talk about beauty, it's beauty. How they infiltrate into us is they tell us that we are not beautiful enough, we are not slim enough, we are too thin, right? People always focus on those that are like, um, have an excess weight, but actually, how about those that are too thin? I have so many clients and students that are so unhappy with their bodies, not because they think they are fat, it's because they think they are thin. And so it affects both spectrums, both sides, and it affects all sorts of people. And we are never ever happy about our bodies. We are never ever happy about how we look. And yet here we are telling you that your body is sacred, that your body is the temple of your soul, and that you are perfect. You are created in God's perfection. And yet, so many of us do not love our bodies. We do not love how we look. Now, isn't that an issue here? And that's great polarity taking place there. That's duality, right? The one way that people can go against themselves really is not loving themselves. And we talk about self-love and we talk about self-care, but yet here we are not happy with how we look. Why is that so? Strange, right? Why have we come to this state? Okay, so our DNA is really, really interesting because our energetic DNA actually contains the template within us. And what template it is this? It is God's divine template of how we are meant to be and the life we are meant to lead and all our superpowers. And even our karma is stored within this template. And so is all our memories, right? And all these things that we've just mentioned, that your template itself is meant to take you on ascension. How your template is determines how easy or how challenging your ascension process is going to be. And so this template, which is within the DNA and within the body, it's stored and carried in this vessel of ours, in this body. And this body is therefore the vehicle that is going to take us into ascension. Before the light bodies can come on, we actually need this physical body as a host to turn on the lights. Okay, so when this body is not thriving, when this body is weak, when this body is not connected, how is all our other light bodies going to turn on, going to connect into the higher dimension? So this physical body is also the start point of our multidimensional body, right? So all of us are working towards that, isn't it? That's why all of you are here and all of you are listening, because deep down inside, your soul knows that this is the mission it is on. This is the number one mission that it is on, which is to take yourself back to source, to bring yourself back to source. And how do we do that? It's not actually going somewhere, it's actually going deeper into ourselves to remember whom we truly are via the DNA. Okay, so this 3D false matrix frequency fence has kept us inside this one consciousness that is designed to make you forget everything about yourself and to constantly feed you concepts and ideas to basically keep you numb and keep you dumb within this consciousness. Okay, so you don't thrive as a physical being. In your physical body, you don't thrive, right? This very body that is to start off your ascension process is already hijacked. So you think you're doing something. In actual fact, you're not. You're just going around in circles. And this is very clear when it comes to our diet, when we are trying to purify the body, when we are trying to make this a better vehicle, when we are trying to love animals, when we're trying to be conscious of our role as guardians on earth, we are often very unsuccessful. So we start and stop, and we start and stop all the time. So we just pause here for a moment, okay? And just think about all this that we've just mentioned, and just thinking about this without going any further surely that gives you some idea that somewhere along the line something is very, very wrong, right? Why are we not able to be that sovereign being that we were meant to be? Okay, so when we think of God, we think of all the amazing things that He wants and that He has intended for us. But on the inside of us, we are doing the exact opposite. And that is what we want to actually reverse, to actually heal from, and to actually put back into its original organic place. And so that we are thriving from that. We are thriving from an organic, natural template, divine template. And then we will not have all these issues that you guys have mentioned, right? About weight, about pain, about indecisiveness, about restlessness, about the third eye. All these things all start with the physical body. They absolutely, absolutely do. So when I have issues and challenges, I go back into the physical body. I don't go anywhere else. If the answer is out there, if it's something that I haven't done on a 3D, like I haven't delivered a letter, or I haven't gone to pay my fees, things like that, that is very obvious to me of what I should be doing on a 3D level, and I go ahead and I do that. But there are so many other things that trouble me on a mental level, on an emotional level, and on a physical level. And of course, those things straight away, I go straight back into the physical body. Okay, now the body is intelligent, it truly is intelligent. We just need to pause at times and begin to listen to the body and ask the body what it truly wants. Okay, to give it the space and to give it the support and to give it the love, and it will come back into that healing power of its own. And I tell you that based on my own experience, where I've gone through many challenges within the physical body, and I've managed to heal myself. Well, the body has managed to heal itself because I started to tap into the intelligence of the body and to give it that space, okay, and to do everything that I should be doing, taking responsibility of my own body and allowing it to heal. So any issues that you have, I believe that at 90% of the time, you are able to heal and feel remarkably better. And then, there may be a small part of it that, just kind of need to take a little bit more time for the body to truly come into that healing with all other parts of it. And then you will experience a total healing by itself. Okay, so let's see what I have here. All right, so diets, medication, and vaccine. So we spoke a little bit about how we are so bothered about how we look and how we don't actually love how we look. And so that's the first sign of anti-self. We are going against the self. We are not going for the self. We are not our own cheerleader. We are looking in the mirror and say, you are horrible, you're not good enough, you are not beautiful enough, or I don't feel beautiful, right? So outside, inside, you feel terrible about yourself. And this is due to society's conditioning, right? As we are growing up, we see a lot of things and we hear a lot of things about what beauty truly is. And I remember when I was 12 years old, because I started dieting at 12 years old. And whilst I was dieting, my mom's friends would come and tell me how fat I was. So it just really perpetuated the conditions or the belief systems within me. I was not confident about myself. I hated the way I look. And all throughout life, I never stopped dieting, right? I started at the age of 12. So you can just imagine how much I loved myself. Not very much, actually not very much at all. So I was never satisfied with the way I was. I was never aware that this body was sacred and this body was perfect. I never came into that understanding. Why? Because my parents never taught me that, right? So this is what's missing from society. The divinity or the spiritual part is missing from society. We are brought up not understanding that we are divine. We are not brought up in a spiritual way. Okay. Rather, we are brought up to look at things more superficially. We are not taught how to connect to our feelings. We are not taught that we are special and that we are unique and that we have all these gifts, and we are not taught where we actually came from. So we literally forget whom we are. We go into into a state of amnesia, completely forgetting everything and our guides and all those beings that can possibly support us. Also, when we are sick, when we are young, what do our parents do? They quickly rush us off to the doctor, isn't it? So we grew up believing that a doctor is God, and whenever we are unwell, the first thing we will do is we will go see a doctor. And now, okay, we don't see a doctor, we actually Google. Mr. Google has become our doctor, right? Yeah. When do we actually stop and say, okay, I'm not well, hang on, let me just take 5 minutes here, close my eyes, and check in with my body? How many of us does that? Very, very few, right? How many of us, when we were young, instead of rushing to the doctor, our parents would say, wait, hang on, let me go see if there are some herbs that I can give you, or don't do anything, don't go to school, just go rest, and then once you feel better, no, still don't go to school, continue to rest. Our parents don't tell us that, right? They tell us to keep going. Or they'll tell us, oh, if you're not well, you need meat to have strength. If you don't eat meat, you have no strength. Yeah, need MC. Yes, that's a good one. I need to be medically certified unfit so that I can skip school or I can skip work, isn't it? Yeah, so that's what we do. So we go see the doctors for all those reasons. But now it's getting a little bit better. I think they still go see the doctor to get that medical certificate, but then they throw the medicine away. That's what all my clients tell me. I just take it and I throw it away. I don't take it at all. So I know that it is improving, and I am happy that people are beginning to, love themselves more, right? And to know that they deserve better, truly. We deserve better, and we actually have the power to do that. We don't feel powerless and we don't feel helpless. We don't feel hopeless, and we truly want to create that change for ourselves. Now, that is empowerment and that is sovereignty. All right. Okay, so I've also already highlighted that the recent COVID vaccine, how it has hijacked our DNA. Okay, so that's why right in the beginning we have not encouraged anyone to be taking the vaccine. But if you have taken the vaccine, then let's go into some detox methods to really detox the body. And I know that some of you have been reading online and reading from other, or possibly listening to other practitioners out there who say that once you take the vaccine, you are doomed and that you cannot ascend anymore. This is not what the masters have been telling me. There is hope for humanity. There is hope for everyone who has taken the vaccine. Nobody is pure, even those who have not taken the vaccine. We are not entirely pure ourselves. Every single one of us has to continue with devotion and with commitment and with discipline, continue to care for our bodies. Of course, if you have placed more things in your body than others, then you will have to make an even greater effort, okay? And this effort and this commitment and this practice cannot stop, right? So you need to ask yourself, really, how much do you want this? Because there is no shortcut. Unfortunately, there is no shortcut to this. I know some people go to sessions and say they can, energetically just pull everything out of the physical body, out of the energy bodies, the effects of the vaccine. Unfortunately, that is not so, right? So we go in and we still see that there are many parts of the individual that is being affected, And sometimes I do agree that going through certain healing sessions can help to restore certain parts of the body, and can help to restore some parts of the DNA. But as the person goes back into their daily lives, goes back into their reality, they start to place a lot of junk back into the body. Okay, and so that brings them back to square one. So all these examples that I've given, now you need to ask yourself, which of these examples is you? Okay, which of these examples is you? And then we work from there. Okay, so we will try to do the best that we can all the time, and know that we are here to support you. So if anybody is having any challenges with their health, if anybody is having challenges with their ascension process with regards to the physical body, you can always speak to us and we're happy to help. I have a lot of tools and techniques and methods, but still we have to design it according to the needs of each person. And so if you're really, really serious about transforming yourself, about healing yourself, you can come speak to us. We are happy to assist. All right. So when we say serious, when I say that, I mean that is your priority. You've placed yourself and your health at top priority. Okay, meaning you will do anything and everything to get into a better state. So what I've done for myself, I've spent 1.5 years really getting my health back on track. Okay, and this is a person like me. I'm not vaccinated. Okay, I'm not vaccinated, and yet I have to heal myself very intensely for 1.5 years. But does this stop here? No. So after 1.5 years, in January of this month, right, 2023, they've told me to kind of change, right, to change what I'm doing. My healing protocol, I've actually got to change it. But am I still on the program? Absolutely. I haven't left it, and it hasn't stopped, and it'll never stop until I expire from this lifetime. And as I move into the next, I don't know what the next lifetime will be, but still, okay, because we are still subjected to so many things. And in order to preserve the light, we got to preserve the body, because the body is the one that contains the consciousness, that contains the light, right? Okay, so yeah. All right, so first start to look at all the foods that you're eating. Okay, try and eliminate all the highly processed food stuff. So when we go into rehabilitation for the body, there are a few things to do, a few steps to take, and these steps come in, there is step one, there's step two, and then there's step three. What often people do is they mix and match all the steps together, and therefore they don't truly get the results that they want. So there is a template for this, and when we want to heal the body, the first thing that we need to do is we need to eliminate. Okay, we go through the elimination process. And what is this elimination process? It is the elimination of what we are placing into the body. Okay, so this is the very first step. Looking at what we are placing into the body. And it may sound very easy, it's not that easy, right? Especially when we are moving around this consciousness that is causing us to be forgetful and lose all clarity within us. Like how people tell me certain foods are actually organic and natural when they are actually very highly processed. That is the state of our consciousness right now. We are not able to differentiate what is organic, what is pure. So the first thing that we need to do is we actually need to go through that elimination process. What is it that I'm putting into my body that is actually harmful to my body? Or what is it that I'm putting into my body that is actually processed food? And you start off by making that list. Okay, I'm not asking you to take action yet. We need to strategize this very, very well so that we can actually be successful at it. So the first thing is you satisfy your left brain, because we all love to think, right? we all love to operate from the left brain, because if we don't operate from the left brain, we feel that we are not doing things right, we're not doing things in a smart way. Okay, so let's start operating from the left brain. So you take a piece of paper and you observe yourself for a week, okay, and you write down everything that you've eaten, okay, in a point form. And then at the end of the week, you can start to look at this form and say actually which one is processed. And what I would recommend is you just Google online, is noodles processed? Is white rice processed? Is brown rice processed? Something like that, okay? And Google, in that sense, can be very helpful for you. So you do that and you will be able to discover all the foods that are processed. Is cheese processed? Is sausage processed? That's how you know. Because someone told me that noodles are not processed. Noodles are natural. Where in nature do you find noodles hanging? So yeah, so we had a good laugh, okay? Not judging anyone, we had a good laugh. But then, the moment you tell them, they're like, oh yeah. Okay, so the first thing is we do the elimination process. Don't be in a rush to take a lot of supplements. It's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for the body at all. So we go through the right protocol and you'll find that things will be much better. So first we look at what are the foods that are not processed, and then next we'll be trying to find real organic food. The truth is a lot of food and fruits are already genetically modified. So I used to work in a company that produces genetically modified seeds. I will not mention the company, but I used to work there for a good many years. So whilst the company itself is good, what they were doing wasn't that fantastic. So basically, genetically modified food is where they go in and change the DNA of the food itself. They will extract a DNA from some other thing, it could be a fish or anything, and they will insert it into the DNA of this seed, and then the seed will grow into a crop or a plant, and that will provide food for us, for humanity. Now, if we look at things that are all organic, we basically don't want to change anything, right? So in all these GMO companies, they feel that they're doing the right thing. They feel that they're actually enhancing the food. They feel that they are enhancing the food. But when we look at it, we are going against food itself. Because if we know and we embrace that all food, all creation, all plants, and all animals, and all human beings are created in perfection, right? In divine perfection, then why do we need to change that, right? So a lot of times humans think they know better, and a lot of times we don't. So we always try to enhance something when actually things in its organic state is the most perfect, and it's most it can synchronize with the body much better. Okay, organic materials. So fruits that we see, for example, the strawberry is also actually already modified. And if you look for any fruits that have no seeds, those are modified. Like, which fruit does not have a seed? Okay, so we want to try and go for fruit. Fruit is actually one of the foods that contain a lot of light. So now we're going to talk about our diet, and we recommend a high vibe diet. I call it the high vibe diet. And when I pick anything to eat, I will ask myself, is this high vibe? What does it mean? It means, does it contain any life in it? Is it alive? And the easiest for us in this region of the world is actually fruit, because fruit is easily accessible and it isn't too expensive. And you want to pick fruits that still have seeds, okay? Pick fruits that still have seeds, big seeds, like coconut is really good, avocado is really good. What else? watermelon, all sorts of fruit, okay? But that the fruit must be organic, right? So now they have fruits that they kind of mix and match and grow it with another fruit, like I don't know, apple, banana, some special kind of mango even. Yeah, I saw that the other day. Durian. Oh, durian, yeah, durian with many seeds, huh? But some of the seeds are so small, right? Tiny little seeds. Yeah. And the other day, Claire said to me that if the durian has a very big seed, she doesn't want to eat it. She just said she does not want organic food. I said, what? Why? But those are nice. She said, no. It just means there's not enough flesh. So she wants the durian that is the seed is very, very small and a lot of flesh. But no. So we can look into how that small seed was derived. Okay, of course we can look at it. Okay, sometimes it's really not, it's really through a process of natural selection. It could have gone through a process of natural selection for the fruit and even the veggies. So then those are okay to take. So we need to really do a little bit of research, right? That's why I say we need to prioritize. At the start of the year, we like to think of what we want to prioritize in life. And if health is that one, then we need to do deep dives into every single thing around health. And it may seem like you are a little bit obsessive, but that's okay because you come into a place after this obsession, you come into a very comfortable place of really knowing the body, loving the body, and this obsession. There's no need for this obsession anymore. Once the body has been satisfied, once you have been satisfied, the mind and the heart has been satisfied about this issue, you come into ease and grace and divine flow. Okay, so if health is your priority, then make it your obsession for this year. Like I said, I spent intensive, right, very intensive healing for myself and detox programs for myself for 1.5 years. And I was obsessed, meaning I spent a lot of time and a lot of money on it, but it was so worth it. Like I can only tell you it's so worth it at the end of 1.5 years. Though, I had milestones in between, I experienced much better health, I was happy. But it was only after 1.5 years that I can really see my body change, see and feel my body change. And so that's made me really, really happy about it. And so I'm sitting here and I feel I at least have a little bit of experience in sharing this with you, this topic with you. Okay, so the first one would be fruits and vegetables that contain life force. Okay, this will be introduced into your diet, but first you got to go through that elimination process. Remember that? Okay, because if you don't go through the elimination process, you don't remove, say, for example, the processed foods. The processed foods actually cause you inflammation. When the processed food causes you inflammation, it then causes you constipation. And then you try and take the high vibe vegetable, which can be raw vegetable, right? Because that's what people always say, oh, take raw, it is the best. It has the most consciousness, it has the most vitality. True. But if you place that a raw vegetable into a gut that is inflamed and constipated, it's going to make you more sick. It's not going to make you more alive. You are going to hate that vegetable. And you never want to look at that vegetable again. Okay. And you will realize that actually, because you've not gone through the right steps and the right process. So the first step is to eliminate all processed foods. And we recommend that you start to do this once or twice a week. Don't put the body in shock, because when the body is in shock, the body wants to immediately go back to what it was comfortable with. At least you as well. You want to go back to what's comfortable with. Or when the body is in shock, it may start to release shock symptoms. Okay, so extreme discomfort, or what we call a healing crisis, all coming back up, all diseases or discomfort, or itchiness or pain or inflammation will arise, and then that sets you back again. It doesn't set you up for success. Okay, so we go through the elimination process. Then after that, we start to introduce good food into the body. Okay, so reduce all inflammation. Look at trying to helping the body to be relieved of all symptoms and pain. Okay, so you want to start doing that first. Then you start introducing the fruit and the vegetable. More fruit and more vegetable. Now, when we introduce more of one thing, then everything else that we've been eating has to reduce. Okay, otherwise what you're doing is you are eating how you are just eating like normal, like how you were eating, and then you're actually adding on. So now you're adding on another 50%, now you're eating 150%. And that's when people say, one, I am not losing my weight. Okay, because when you are overweight, you actually do feel very heavy and uncomfortable in the body, even if you think you are very, very beautiful. You do feel the difference, right? The breathing changes, your vitality changes, all those things do change. And that's not something you want to kid yourself, because I have people saying that they feel very happy in an overweight body, and I cannot understand that, because my question would be, have you ever tried being in a body that's more balanced? You will feel so much better, right? What we've never experienced, we don't know. Fair enough. If you've never experienced true vitality, you've never experienced optimal health, true enough, you think that you're fine the way you are. But consider being even healthier, consider feeling even more amazing. And that state of being is just a magnet for all things wonderful in your life. How some people say that once they come into a better place in life, into better health, they feel they can do anything. When you go through a detox program, whether is it 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, you come out of it feeling like Superman and Superwoman. Why? Because you feel so light. You feel so light, and you feel so happy, and you feel so peaceful. You feel like you can take on the world. So that's what the physical body does for us. Okay, it truly is an aid for us to experience a magical life, right? So we really need to pay attention and give it more credit and assist it even more. Okay. So after that, you will also need to consider the water that you drink, because we are 90% water, right? So that's that thing that flows in us, and we need to supplement the water that we have in the body, so that the water acts as a medium for oxygen, for nutrients, for consciousness, for light consciousness, to actually help different parts and different systems and different organs of the body to receive. So when there is first insufficient water, that will be an issue. When we drink a lot of water and yet that water is not in harmony with the cells and the systems of the body, what that means is the organs of the body and the cells of the body do not recognize this water, because it is distorted, right? You come into coherence. Two things come into coherence when they share a similar template. So they come together and they match, or they fix together like a puzzle. They click. Okay, but water that is not clean, water that is not organic, does not carry that structure that our body recognizes. And so you could be drinking a lot of water, you are not feeling hydrated at all. You are not flushing out toxins within the body. You are not assisting the body to regenerate. Okay, so drinking a lot of clean, 1, 2, structured water is very, very important. Structured water is meaning the cells of each of the water is coherent or in harmony with the template of the organs. So they click, they match, and they can do the work. right? So those that are just drinking a lot of clean water, and you're drinking a lot, 2, 3, 4, 5 liters a day, but you actually still feel thirsty, your body is still bloated, and you can still experience headaches, you can still experience constipation even, and you're like, I'm drinking a lot of water, but why am I still feeling this way? Yeah, because the water that you drink is not being recognized by the body. Okay, so it's not taking in any of the water, it's just releasing, or in worst case, it is storing the water in the body. So once you drink structured water, you realize that you do go through a detox period, and this could last up from 1 week to 2 weeks. But basically, when you drink the structured water, you start to release any old and stored water that is within the organs and within the systems, right? So you keep peeing a lot, or you keep going to the toilet. People are wondering, why is this so? Why am I, what's wrong? Like, is my body actually rejecting this water? No, your body is not rejecting the water. The body is actually releasing out all stored and old water that is not coherent with the body, okay? Okay, so how we structure water is we will use crystals to structure the water. In our case, we have a product that is very good at structuring water, and I think we can give everybody a discount code, okay, to get your structured water bottle, or your device to structure the water. Okay, so basically, first of all, we use crystals to structure the water because crystals, through the process of epitaxy, will start to structure the water into its perfect shape and size for the body to receive. However, there are some requirements. The requirement is that the crystal must not touch the water, and the device or the vessel that is holding the water has to be it cannot be plastic. Okay, it cannot be plastic because plastic will cause the water to lose that structured design. Okay, so yes, so that's one way that you can get a water bottle from us and then easily structure the water. Now, if you don't want to get the water bottle, that's fine. What you can do is you can also structure water in your very own way. So let me share a few ways to structure your water. So one, always remember that the vessel that's holding the water has to be glass. Yeah, it has to be glass. And second, you can place crystals outside of the glass. Remember, the crystal cannot come into contact with the water. Why? Because once it comes into contact with water, all toxins, unhealthy toxins within the crystal will be leached out. You can't see it, but you'll be drinking it, right? You can't see it, but you'll be feeling it when you actually wash the crystals. It's slimy. So we don't want to do that, because I know some people, they say, I don't want to buy this bottle, I just want to do my own crystal water. Yeah, but just do it correctly, that's fine. So place the crystals outside, around the glass or around the bottle, and it must be glass material, and leave it there for, say, a couple of hours, okay, for the water to be structured. Another way, following Dr. Emoto's way, is actually to paste or to take a piece of paper and write positive words like love, like gratitude, and paste it on the outside of the bottle. Yeah, and so every word carries a vibration, and that vibration goes inside the water to structure the water. And all this have been scientifically proven. They've taken a droplet of water after it's gone through word restructuring and place it under a microscope, and they see that the structure is now perfect. It looks like a snowflake. Yeah, it looks like a snowflake. So if you guys are interested more in water, you can go check out Dr. Emoto's work. Yeah. and find out more about structured water. Okay, so the glass that you use also has to be lead free. Also has to be lead free. So where do you get lead free glass? Okay, so the last that I know, that I've read, and I don't know if this is still true, is that all of IKEA's glasses are lead free. Okay, so please do your research. Please call them or email them and ask them, actually, are your glasses still lead free? Because the last time I did my research, they had put it somewhere on the website that all their glasses are lead free. So you want to check. Okay, so in order for the water to be structured, those are the conditions. First, it has to be glass, and the glass has to be lead free. Okay, and it cannot come into direct contact with crystals. So please don't walk around with your plastic water bottle and taking all your beautiful tumbled stones and putting them directly into the water. I started off drinking crystal structured water in that way, to be very honest. I had my plastic pink water bottle, and I placed 3, 4, 5, 6 different kinds of, that was my recipe that I just took out of nowhere. And I placed it in my water, and then I charged it with the moon. So I'm sure some of us has done that as well. But that kickstart my love and my passion for water. Yeah. So I've stopped doing that, right? Don't do that anymore. But yeah, okay. So either go get yourself a really good water bottle or do it yourself. Either ways, do something. Okay, either ways, do something. So the water that we drink is so important, because if it's filled with toxins and stuff, it will start to clog our third eye. So somebody mentioned about third eye earlier. What are the things that affect our clarity? Okay, so I'm all for clarity, I'm all for lucidity. Psychic abilities come later, and it's actually, we are all born with psychic abilities. We develop them as we start to fine tune our lifestyle, basically. So, what are the few things that will clog the third eye? One is mobile phones. So, reduce your screen time. Yeah, reduce. Just use it when it's absolutely necessary. Water and clog the mobile phones. And the third one would be toothpaste. Yeah, toothpaste will also calcify the third eye and making it a non-performing chakra for you. So we all use tooth oil that is 100% organic and natural, accessible and affordable. Okay, so we will also share that link. You can go directly to this company that's based in Singapore. We know the owners personally and we love them. And they create these products because they are chemists. And so they benefit the third eye energetically. There is so much benefits, but of course, physically, it does so much wonders for your teeth and for your gums as well. So I highly recommend. I do not recommend any other brands because I've tried them. I've tried most of them. I can't say I've tried everything, but I've tried a lot of other brands and they don't work. Okay, and this one, yes, it says tooth oil. It's not oily, okay? It's in a liquid form. And because we are so used to using a toothpaste, just the texture, the change of texture alone, we are not used to it. And we think, how can this be clean, right? Trust me, it is very clean. Yeah. So just get one bottle. If you're not sure, I am certain you will love it. Okay. Can I use lead-free thermal flask? Okay. Yes, we will provide the link. We will provide the link. We will provide it in the email to you. Hi, Sandra. There's a recording for this, so we also have it on. We'll have it up on YouTube. You can listen to it, and we'll definitely do more of these sessions. Sorry, just taking a pause here and just seeing that, trying to answer some of the questions. All right. Is Chinese medicine bad vibe? Um, this is a very good question, Karen. I would say it depends on where the medicine was sourced. Okay, where the herb was sourced, how the herb was sourced. That is of utmost importance, right? Because we as beings on this earth, another role that we play as star seeds and light warriors is actually guardians of the kingdoms of Mother Earth. And the kingdoms of Mother Earth are the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and the crystal kingdom. And so when we talk about Chinese medicine, we look at the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom as well. And we want to make sure that they are creating these medicines with the utmost integrity, and all life forms are protected in the process of that. Yeah. Okay. So if you're sure of that, if you're sure that they have these medicines and they've created these medicines in a kind way, in a compassionate way, then there is no bad vibe. Okay. Now, the TCM doctor that I see, she does not dispense me any medicine at all. Now, I was very surprised the first time I had gone to her, and after the session, I said, where are my packets of herbs? Aren't you going to give me anything? I actually said this to her, and she said, no, there's no need. We just do acupuncture, and your body knows how to heal itself. And I'll start with her. I can't go anywhere. And she's not cheap. But because she has this reverence to the body, she believes so much in the physical body and how it can heal itself. And that really, really touched me. Now, she could have easily just given me a herb, even just to make me feel comfortable. She could have done that, right? And say, here, go take all this, go back and come back in 1 week, and we'll change your prescription, whatever. But she didn't. And she told me that only for very extreme cases will she dispense any form of medication or herb or supplement, else she will not. Yeah, just come for acupuncture and let the body do its thing. That's all. And so she's not the cheapest TCM doctor practitioner around, but she is the one that I always recommend because she is truly wise. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's spot on with her acupuncture points. And so, yeah. And I need to go see her again. Okay, so the brand of the tooth oil is Oral Botanica. Yes, I can give you the TCM contact. Of course, not a problem. Yeah, she's really, really good. I've recommended her to so many people. Okay, so after this, we will go into the detox. Right now we talk about detox. So what do we detox? Detox should be done at least once a month. Okay, and we can do a very gentle detox. We start detox with the gut. Detox has to start with the gut. So taking enzymes and fasting for 1 day, that is of course the minimum number of days for a detox. and then going through the detox process, releasing all clogged up stuff inside of the gut and releasing that out. You're just using one entire day. So you basically only take water, fruit, some yogurt if you have to, if you feel really, really hungry, but you shouldn't, okay? And then some very good quality enzymes to start to release all that is stuck within the gut. And that will reduce the inflammation in the body, okay? When you reduce that inflammation, all your energy centers and all your other organs and all systems of your body can basically take a big sigh. You feel so much better. And that's just from one day alone. And then we also recommend doing a liver detox. A liver detox is so good to do because it gets rid of the gallstones. So that's on a physical level, getting rid of the gallstones, right? That may reduce the efficacy of the liver functions. And on an energetic level, it begins to starts to release all anger and all frustration, all disappointment, all denser held energies within the liver. Okay, so you find that after several times of doing the liver detox, it's as good as liver regenesis, bioregenesis of the liver. You get like a new liver. Okay, so we do that. Maybe you can do that a couple of months once. Yeah. So we also do, we guide people on detoxes. We do a guided detox, and this is done remotely. So you do it in the comfort of your own home. We get on a group chat and we guide people through this detox. Okay. But because it is kind of like we do it in real time. So if you're not in Singapore, it's a little bit harder to do. Also, we do recommend a very specific enzyme that is indeed very, very effective. Now, again, I am kind of like the queen of enzymes. So all these years I've been searching and testing out on so many different type of enzymes. Whatever people say is good, I will go try it. Whatever teachers say is good, I will go buy it. And I've tried so many. Again, this is one that I feel is super, super effective. We need enzymes to be effective, that they actually work, because they help so many parts of our, parts of the body and our organs actually work and start to heal itself. So go big on enzymes. Enzymes are everything. And those people wanting to lose weight as well, you need enzymes, and you need enzymes that actually work. Okay, so people always tell me, no, I don't want these enzymes that you're recommending. So I say, yeah, that's fine. You can use any enzyme that you want, but my question to you is, does it actually work? Yeah. And I think people don't really know what it means, right? What it means by, for it to work. So when you first start taking the enzymes, you actually really should be going through the process of elimination. Like you're actually running to the toilet. Okay, active enzymes. And with the enzymes are active, and you put them in a glass of water and you stir and you hold a cup of water, the cup of water should actually feel a little bit warm. And this, I felt it with these enzymes. It's not extreme heat, right? But if you really place your hands there and you pause and you really pay attention, the glass is actually warm. Okay, so we can share the enzymes, recommended enzymes with you, and you can get it from us, or you can go anywhere to get it. If it's a proper source, you can go and get it from anywhere. Detox. Yes, it's a really good investment. Okay, so these enzymes that we recommend, it's always out of stock. Okay, so I just want to let everybody know that if you do get enzymes from us, please don't expect to get it straight away. We never ever have stock for it. I'm also trying not to hold so much stock, honestly, because I just have only so much space in my home. In the beginning, when I held stock, was really for students only, and I wanted people to get it like straight away, right? Because I didn't want them to ever be without enzymes, just like how I would never want to be without enzymes. It's just very hard to get good enzymes from the food that we eat or sufficient enzymes. So once in a while, we do need some really good supplements out there to supplement what is lacking in the food that we have, even if it's organic. So when you if you do place an order with us, please know that you may not get it immediately. And please order soon so that we can put in an order for you. And once it arrives, we can have it sent out to you. Okay, so patience and understanding is much required here. Yes, and so we go through detox, we guide people through detox, and it's not like the most enjoyable process to go through guiding people through detox, but we do it anyways because we know how beneficial it is for everybody. Okay, so when we organize these detoxes, please know that we do it really from our heart and nothing else. You know, we're not here to make lots of money out of it, and we are just here to help you get into a better place physically. And then the byproduct of that through a detox is that you start to feel emotionally and mentally much better as well. And that takes you onto your path of, opening up your spirituality and onto your path of ascension. Okay, so that's how it actually goes. It all starts with the physical body. Okay? And I've mentioned this to many people before, why I decided to, really go in on the physical body and look for all these amazing products that will actually help us. It's because in 2022, right at the start of 2022, my guides had mentioned to me, this is the year of the physical body. You are to go out there and share with people an amazing product, and this is to help them feel much better in the body. Okay, so the next thing that you can also introduce as you are going through a detox is magnesium. Okay, magnesium is a very, very important ingredient that you will need, an important mineral that you will need. Why? Because a lot of times why we are not healing, either on an emotional, mental, or physical level, is because the system of the body has been traumatized. Okay, so we want to start to relax the nervous system of the body. And this is where magnesium comes in. Magnesium begins to relax the nervous system, which then begins to relax all parts of the body, including your muscles, your gut, everything. And so for people who are experiencing constipation, it's basically holding on to a lot of nervous energy, a lot of tension within the gut region, and inflammation as well, right? And autoimmune disease is actually a rejection of life. Yeah, it's actually a rejection of life. So autoimmune disease, how you will want to heal that is actually going into understanding all parts of you that are holding hurt, that are holding pain, that are holding shame. Okay, and that causes your body to go into that space of rejecting itself. But basically, the body here, as much as we find diseases and illnesses very inconvenient and uncomfortable, and that is true, what the body is doing here is actually supporting us through healing. The body is holding the space for us to step in and actually do something about it, right? The body is holding the disease and telling you, hey, help me here. Hey, you need help. You need to do something. And they're showing you, right? Only if you're willing to investigate, go deep into yourself and understand why you're experiencing all these things. So the body is actually really, really intelligent and very, very compassionate to us. It's holding that space for us to heal, to come into that healing, and to make that sovereign choice of coming into that healing. Okay? And you want to start that healing right now. You don't want to start when you are not well. And I think that's so true for all of us when we are young and vibrant and filled with vitality. What's this about proactive healing? What's this about taking care of the body now? Why do I have to take care of my DNA now? My DNA is perfectly fine. Why do I have to take magnesium? I'm happy every day. Why do I have to do detox? My body feels fine. I'm slim, I'm sexy, my skin doesn't have any issues. Why should I start to, do anything right now? I can put it off for a couple of years.